Hey guys, so I made my first game hunting purchase. That's right, I'm not calling myself a collector because that's not correct. I want to find games I'm interested in, so no collecting, game hunting. I think that sounds better. I got all these games from eBay. I heard that was a good place to get these types of games, especially if you don't have like a mom and pop store like RU Game near you, and I really don't. So far I've only gotten a few NES games and I really have no way to test them to make sure that they work. But the ones I'm showing you today, this first one I got on its own, just one single game, and the other three I got from different game lots, but I have to show them to you today because I used them in a video that I recorded recently that I'm going to put out, and I have to show you the games here before they're spoiled in that video. We got 4 games to begin with, and this first one, my very first purchase ever. This is a game that is very close to me because it's one of the few NES games that I remember my mom actually playing with me when we used to rent it from the game store. And it's a game I love. It's a game a lot of people love. It's also a game that some people don't like. First game I got was Zelda II, The Adventure of Link. It's a little beat up. You can tell that the gold is coming off of the case a little bit, but I mean, what do you expect? This game is, how old is this game? Came out in 1987, so that's 33 years old, and one of the best games I've actually ever played on the system, right up there with the first game. Changed how the battles were fought, had a great soundtrack. I thought at first when I heard this soundtrack I thought it was really weird, I don't know why, but then it really grew on me and I came to appreciate all the tracks in the game. It felt like a very mature game to me. There wasn't any humor or anything like that. It was a very serious game. The princess is asleep. Oh, and also Gainon's not the bad guy in this one, but all his little lackeys want to kill you because that's how they can revive him. So a very dark game with a dark boss, but one of my all-time favorites. So Zelda II is our first pick. Next is one of the most popular games ever released. Everybody's played this game, like everybody. But they may not have seen this specific cartridge. The next pickup was Super Mario Brothers. I did want all 3 Mario games. They are extremely well known. Some of my favorite games. This was the first game I ever beat, and I got the cartridge that is just Mario Brothers by itself. No Duck Hunt, no Track Meet, nothing like that. It does have 5 screws on the back. I heard that was a thing, like some games that have 5 screws on the back are more expensive. I don't know. That sounds like collector talk, and there's no collectors here. But yeah, I beat this game when I was like 6 or 7, I don't remember, but it was the first game I ever beat, and it's a game I still play today. I know more about this game than most other NES games. I've actually beaten it a lot. I know how many stages you have to go through to beat it the quickest way. I actually found a couple glitches. The glitch where you pop out of a pipe while holding down the jump button and shoot button, and you slide on one foot. I remember finding that out on my own. For a second game, Super Mario Brothers on its own cartridge. Another super popular game on the NES, and that's because it's also one of the hardest games on the system, and you know me, I love a challenge. I've actually beaten this game before, and it was such a great time. I had to get it again. This is a staple, in my opinion, for the NES if you're trying to pick up games for it. We have Ninja Gaiden. It's got a great soundtrack. The difficulty, I never thought the difficulty was too much for it. The birds get really stupid annoying in the later levels, but beyond that, it's a very good game. The controls are tight and very responsive. One of the very first cinematic games ever put out with actual cutscenes. And the story is really nice, where you play as the ninja Ryu and you're trying to find out who killed your dad. For a game that came out how long ago? 1988 for this one. Tons of stuff in this one way before its time. And as an added bonus, we have a sticker on the back of this one. Game Exchange out of Kansas. Came a long way. I'm going to try and pick up the other 2 in the series as well, or at least 2. I like 2 a lot, and I never beat it when I was younger. 3, I haven't played too much of it, but I don't think I can beat that one because it has limited continues. Unlimited continues with this one. The last game I have to show you guys today. One of my favorite series of all time. We all know it. We all love it. Maybe not this one though. From Konami, we have Castlevania II, Simon's Quest. Okay, so I know this is one of the black sheep, kind of like Zelda 2 or Super Mario Brothers 2, because there was a lot not done correctly with this game. More specifically, the translation was way off. But besides that, it had some of the best graphics in any NES game. The soundtrack in this one was so good. And it all matched the areas you were in perfectly. The town music was great. Battlefield music was great. And the castle music. It was all so nice, but yes, it did have some flaws. But those flaws, again, can be attributed to the poor translation of the game. But also, maybe the final level could have been a little bit better. I never beat this game, so that was also one of the reasons why I wanted it. I want all the Castlevanias. When I saw this one, I was like, yeah, definitely picking that one up. So I would like to have all the games in the series because it is my absolute favorite series. But I saw this one and I figured I'd pick it up and start trying to get them all. And it'll give me a chance to beat a game that I played many, many times when I was younger, but just never could beat. So even though I'm not trying to seriously collect any of these games, I want to make sure I'm not getting screwed on how much I pay for them. So I found this website here, Price Charting. And it seems like a really good resource for this kind of thing. They have listings for eBay and Amazon and all this stuff, and they tell you how much a game is worth, either loose or complete in box or brand new. So I thought we'd go over a few of the games here and see if I got a good deal or not. So let's check out Zelda 2 first. That was the first one I got. I paid just under $12 for my copy, like $11.40 something, I'm not sure. So let's take a look and see if that was okay. That was actually one of the more expensive games. Time Lord was the most expensive, Zelda 2 was the next, and that's because I didn't know what I was doing. All right, so it looks like loose price is $13.46, so I didn't go over the loose price. That makes me happy. And this site is cool too because you can see the trends on that graph right there and like how much the game cost. Look at that at 2008. It barely cost anything. Now it's twice as much. I picked a bad time to start doing this. Alright, so Zelda 2, we saved a little bit of money. Next up, let's take a look at Super Mario Brothers. I actually got this in a lot. So once I did the math, the game cost me about $4.10. Not sure if that's good or bad, so let's take a look. Here's one of them, Super Mario Brothers. But we have the 5-screw. That's right, I forgot. We have the 5-screw Super Mario Brothers. So $10.54. We paid $4 for it, so we got a good deal on Super Mario Brothers, especially since we got 5-screw. All right, next up we have Ninja Gaiden, and I think that came from the same lot, so once again that'll be about $4.10. Let's take a look. $10.63, saved another good amount of money. All right, $10.63, $300 new. How do you get new NES games? And last we got Castlevania II, Simon's Quest. And now I got this one from a different lot. So doing the math, it came out to $6.25 for Castlevania 2. Let's take a look, see if I did okay on that one. $10.45, we still made out okay. Awesome. So it looks like I haven't overpaid on anything yet. Oh, you know what? Let's check Time Lord while we're here. I didn't even think about that. Time Lord complete in box. $19.37. I think I paid $17 for it. So even Time Lord complete. Look at that range right there. Jeez. It used to be worth like pennies. Why does no one like Time Lord? I love this game. But we even saved the money on Time Lord, so that's awesome. And something else this site lets you do is keep track of what you have, your collection, and lets you make a wish list. So I'm going to be going over that in more detail in a future video on how to use the site and add stuff to your list, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. So, didn't overpay for anything. How about that? So those are my first game pickups in this journey of game hunting. Let me know what you thought of my picks. Are these games that you used to enjoy when you were a kid? Do you think that maybe it was a waste of money trying to get them now? By the way, I did get these pre-toilet paper crisis. So don't think I got these while everything was all stupid and breaking out. No, these were all purchased prior to the world ending up in the way that we are currently. So let me know what you thought. I'm super excited to try these games out, but again, I don't have any way to play them yet. Or do I? That's all I got for you guys today. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is the part of the video where I thank those users who support the channel through YouTube memberships and Patreon. Eric Cologne, Jordy Alex, Mike Muniz, Sam Torres, Dor, Yaroslav Orudzov, Den Cardoso, Andre G, Randy Day, Travis Morton, Rick67, Craig Livesley, Jason Hallbrooks, Red, John Westby, and Batman.